Look, this is going to be the unpopular thing to do this morning, but I'm going to do it. Everyone's going to want to crush Jordan Poole. Let me defend Jordan Poole. This is a guy who doesn't get a lot of opportunities to close games anymore. And so you put him out there in these situations, and I think it's easy for a lot of people to say, and look, he took a bad shot. I'm not here to defend it. He threw the ball out of bounds. Whether it's him, Steph Curry not cutting properly, them being on the same page, whatever it is. He's not out there a lot in these closing minutes. And so he's trying to earn the trust of Steve Kerr, and he just did a little too much.
I thought Draymond Green did not have a great fourth quarter.
I agree.
He's played some really good basketball. But your veterans, you want to
Clay
point
had
to
a clunky game.
Clay got ice cold. He was 1 of 7 in the second half.
It felt like
1 of 7.
Like, on Clay, can we stop for just 1 second? It does feel like when he's not hitting, he almost feels auto shot.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to shoot myself back into the game.
And that's not good. He's got to get some easier jump.
Yeah.
He's got to get to the basket. But they have a lot of Rudy Gobert. It's the best I've seen him play against the Golden State Warriors in a very long time.
He looked fantastic. How many elbows did he throw in this game?
I mean, he was looking for Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Little slight shove under the basket.
Falling on his back.
Yeah,
I
a
got
little
really
slight
worried.
shove. It was dirty.
Yeah,
it was a little
doubt.
dirty.
But
no
like
doubt.
the one where he crashed into Draymond and then elbowed him in the face.
Right.
Dre landed so hard on his back, I was worried about that back fusion.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Whatever the hell he had last year.
Look, Dre's had a phenomenal season, in my opinion. He's played really good
No
basketball.
doubt.
He's been aggressive.
But those are the kind of injuries that can creep up in the playoffs.
Well, not only the injuries, but it's the kind of turnovers that could knock you out of the top 6. And that's on your veterans. That's on your Hall of Fame players. That's on your statue guys. And we've seen that too many times this year with the veterans. So I don't want to crush Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's here to slander. I know we're getting him blamed for all the slander for somehow, some way.
For what?
Well, we've been pro-young guys.
We've developed. We have
defended all the youngsters.
Specifically Jordan Poole.
Yeah,
I
no
feel
doubt.
like we've defended him more than any other show out there.
Because not only that, we understand that Jordan Poole has had a difficult time.
He's a
this
lightning
season.
rod for criticism. I think he's the easiest to criticize, and
But it's
I've
not
actually
fair.
felt that's my.
It's not fair.
I agree
because he's played with all types of different combinations, and you heard him Friday saying, "I got to play with some of the guys, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, who create gravity and give me the spacing that I need to cook people one-on-one." Which is why you see the 19 points in the fourth quarter against Philadelphia on Friday. We've talked about him as a starter, as a bench player, dealing with everything in training camp. Jordan Poole, we haven't crushed him. For some reason, we became the poster. Well, I did. Became the poster child of the Jordan Poole slander.
That's not fair.
Yeah, no, it's not fair at all. So,
it's not
but you know
accurate.
what? That's just Twitter. Again, Twitter's 10% of everything,
I don't
if
even
not
know if it's
5%.
that much.
And it's a lot of idiots on Twitter. So if one thing snowballs, everybody wants to jump on the train. They're bandwagon jumpers. And a lot of these people on Twitter, all they do is sit in their room and play with each other. They haven't seen the light of day. They don't have any girlfriends. They're losers. So I don't care about them. You can blame us all you want to. Thanks for listening, buddy. But that's on the veterans. To me, that was on the veterans yesterday. They did not set the tone.
I'm
and
with you.
Stephen Curry did not look like he had any type of rhythm yesterday
No.
because he picked up the 2 quick fouls, 3 minutes and 54 seconds into the basketball game, and that took him out of his rhythm.
Curry and Clay, I thought were very clunky yesterday, and I just thought that the turnovers as a whole for the team, specifically the top dogs, crushed them. I mean, it absolutely crushed them. And to me, it's the situational rebounding. It's the situational execution on offense, the situational turnovers. Those are the most frustrating. When Klay Thompson there was one layup. We didn't even talk about this. Curry had a breakaway layup, and it felt like if they slow it down a little, they get a better shot. And he went flying in for a contested layup. And look at Steph Curry; he's one of the greatest of all time. But he missed the layup. It was a big time possession. He had Clay with him. It was a 2-on-1 essentially that he turned into a 1-on-1. And they come away empty.
Yeah.
And it's those types of possessions you can't come away empty.
No, you can't come away empty. Now, real quick, GP2, because we definitely have to get this in for the opening segment. By the way, we got a jetpack show. I'll tell you about it in a second. Gary Payton II, we can see he's a great defender, and he fits the Warriors perfectly. 94 feet. You know, he's picking up guys full court. He can hit the corner three. He's finishing around the basket. You can see his impact on this basketball team.
He made a really nice pass to Kevon Looney.
He did. But they did not get bigger. And size matters in today's NBA.
Especially against that team.
against Phoenix, against Denver,
Size matters.
the Clippers. I mean, they need some size. So GP2 is definitely impactful. But how's it going to affect the rest of the roster? And I'm looking at two guys.
I know who you're going to.
Donte DiVincenzo, who only attempted one field goal yesterday. Friday night, he played 11 seconds in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and he's one of your smartest players. Wouldn't you agree?
Looks like he may be the odd man out.
I don't know if I love that.
Alongside Jonathan Kaminga, who played 14 minutes and 45 seconds left.
See, I think
14 minutes and 45 seconds last night.
Let's take a step back for a second. I want to ask you about GP2 and DiVincenzo. Don't you think DiVincenzo can do more for this team than GP2 in terms of offensively? And it's not just one, it's both offensively and defensively. And don't you think more lineups can use him as a glue piece in that lineup as opposed to GP2? Because there was a sequence yesterday, Kevon, Draymond, and GP2 out there, and they just had no offensive threats. Yeah, and it was Clay and Curry, and it felt clunky to me.
And the spacing.
That's what I mean. Spacing. Like, guys were sagging off of the non-shooters, and it just felt like Curry and Clay didn't have any room to go.
No, he didn't. And look,
I like GP2, but I think we kind of overrated some of the things he brings to the table.
Right, no doubt. But he fits on this team. And the veterans like him or whatnot. But you see DiVincenzo in the month of March, and I see 1 field goal attempt yesterday in 20 minutes.
That's not good.
No, 3 rebounds, 3 fouls, 2 assists, a non-factor.
Especially when he's one of the smartest players on the team, and he hustles like crazy and gets you a lot of second-chance opportunities.
And he doesn't play much in the fourth quarter against the Philadelphia 76ers on Friday. Now the confidence is starting to creep in his head. You look at it. The month of March has not been pretty for him offensively. Offensively, he's shooting just 30.8% from the three-point line. Offensively, he's shooting just 34.5% from the field in the month of March, and that's 14 games and 14 starts.
Is this a way for them to give him a healthy scratch?
You can't give him a healthy scratch because you need bodies.
I know, but I'm saying
you need to transition him out of the starting lineup and have him come back in. You brought him in to be a bench piece.
Yes.
To be a great bench piece. It's time to get him back on the bench.
Well, I wanted to see... this is the other guy I wanted. I want to see Kaminga start yesterday. See, like Kaminga, because you could throw him on Anthony Edwards, and to me, that's the kind of matchup that I feel like Kaminga thrives in, right? Another young player that he's obviously looking to, that he wants to slow down, and Edwards is so dynamic. It keeps Clay out of foul trouble. It keeps some of your other guys out of foul trouble. And you notice foul trouble was a problem early.
But see, I just think DiVincenzo has lost a little bit of confidence, and he knows GP2 is back, and that's going to affect him. And you heard Steve Kerr Saturday said, we got to figure out the minutes for GP2, but it will affect a lot of players on his team. And then that leads to Jonathan Kaminga. I thought he changed the game in the second quarter.
Yes.
Naz Reid had no answer for him.
He had a layup. Okay, we don't talk about layups. He had one where went crashing into like 3 guys. They went flying back, and he hits a sick layup. And I'm saying to myself, there's only a handful of guys that can make those bodies go bare and Naz Reid go flying back.
That was our Alaska Airlines high-flying highlight of the day. Jonathan Kaminga with the layup.
I didn't know that.
There you go.